Welcome to Bikers and Backroads, a podcast about all things Harley Davidson. We're your hosts, Jason and the Big Z, so sit back and join us as we go into this week's episode of Bikers and Backroads. Hey everybody, welcome back to Bikers and Backroads. We thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy our content. If you're new for the first time, just hit a like, share, and subscribe. Send us a comment. We're glad you're here. So if you're buying your first Harley, if you're dreaming of your first Harley, if you ride a Harley, or if you are just thinking about getting into bikes in general, or you're a seasoned old vet, we think we've got something to offer you. We're your host. I'm Jason. This is the Big Z. And you found us, Bikers and Backroads. So we're going to get into it. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Long, crazy week last week. Crazy weather here in West Virginia. Definitely southern parts of West Virginia. A lot of snow, ice. Definitely not riding season.
Yeah, it is definitely not riding season. There's probably 4 or 5 inches of ice in our driveway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. So we always try to open with some type of safety tip and thing like that. So this week, I mean, it's imperative with all the cold weather that you use a battery tender of some sort to keep the health of your battery going. What's up?
Not much. I mean, I'm with you on the battery tender. This is definitely a key point because we have run into this problem before. We left the house and my battery was pulling a low voltage sign, and we had gotten just far enough from the house that it was a little bit of an issue, and came around a turn, went to hit the throttle, and my bike died, and it ended up being a battery issue. So a new battery and I was fixed, but we had to phone a friend to come get me, and we were both on our bikes. So Dad played the role of flagging traffic, and I had to help push my bike up onto a trailer of a friend who luckily lived right where we were broke down at and could get me back to the house easy peasy. And yeah, new battery, and I was good to go. But keeping that battery tender on your bike, or some guys even take their battery out and plug it straight into the tender. It's going to allow you to get that trickle charge and keep an eye on the health of your battery and make sure you don't have any dead cells and things of that nature. A lot of them that are inexpensive now are going to have that chance to show you, or the technology in it to show you if you're dropping a dead cell, holding good charge, if you're pulling low voltage or too high a voltage even. They'll have all of those fail safes in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to keep your battery tendered and charged and, trickle charged or whatever. Like you said, it does allow, once your battery gets to a level, it will allow it to trickle off and then recharge it up. But the health of your overall electrical system starts at your battery. Your battery starts having problems. You start having low voltage. You start dragging. That's hard on everything. I mean, it could mess up whether your lights are working right. It can mess up like your fuel injected bike, anything of that nature. I mean, you don't want to have to go buy a voltage regulator because you fried it off of a bad battery, because by then you're probably buying a battery and a voltage regulator. And those things aren't always cheap. Are they quick and easy fixes? Yes. But I mean, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, they say, right? So put your bike on a tender of some sort to save that battery health. Number 2, we're going to talk about this week. Daytona Bike Week's coming up fast.
Yeah.
February 28th through March the 7th. If you're a rally person, I'm sure this is on your to-do list. If you're in the north, like we are in the northern areas, you're thinking about going south. But I'll tell you that the temperatures in Daytona today are like 40s. My in-laws are in Daytona for the month of February. There's some snowbirds. So they hit down there today, and all they said was, man, it is cold in our place where we're staying for the month. And so if you're headed out to Daytona, you still may want to pack some gear to allow you to stay warm. Some big things happening down in Daytona, starting, like I said, February 28th through the 7th. It's not all has to be a party. If that's what you go down there for, that's who you are, awesome. If not, there are some very cool things to do. And we're starting right here. What's going on right there, man?
Yeah, so Mission King of Baggers is starting, along with the custom build shows and the race team announcement on February 20th of 2026. So those are some things we're going to be looking forward to. And I'm sure they'll have some things of that nature, probably tying into that whole week of Bike Week down in Daytona. But HD Event Headquarters at Harley Davidson International Speedway.
It's a Daytona International Speedway.
Daytona,
It's going to feel a lot like Harley Davidson International Speedway with Bike Week going down there. But again, next week is the Daytona 500. So it's stock car racing, rolls right into Bike Week, things of that nature. Well, no, next week is Super Bowl.
Yes.
The 15th is the Daytona 500, 15th of February. And then you got another week, and then February 28th, Bike Week rolls in there. So there's going to be all kinds of stuff at the Speedway. But
along with, you'll have Supercross going on that night at that weekend on in the Daytona Speedway infield. So just all about bikes down there. If you don't know anything about it, there's videos on YouTube's, but everybody knows Daytona Bike Week. I'm sure it'll be a good time, and everybody down there will be having a lot of fun. At
the HD headquarters, they always, HD corporate, Harley Davidson corporate, always headquarters out of Daytona International Speedway in the parking lot there. You'll be able to see all the 2026 lineups of bikes. You usually can sign up and do test rides of all the bikes there. They'll have all the motor company aftermarket stuff there and things you can see. They'll use content creators, all your favorite YouTubers and people like that will be at events going on around representing the motor company in and around Daytona International Speedway. The race team for Mission King of the Baggers for Factory Harley Davidson will be up in Milwaukee on the 20th.
Yes.
So just be looking for some press for that, because other than Kyle Wyman, I mean, I would think everybody's coming back from Factory Harley Davidson. It was a very strong year last year, but we've already seen that a couple Harley Davidson riders from the years before that were on teams that were supported by the motor company with secondary sponsorships. A couple of those guys are going over to race for Factory Indian. Factory Indian has cut a couple riders who were quite successful under their brand. So
we might be picking up some of those people.
The question is Indian only running one factory team? Is Harley Davidson going to add factory riders? Are we picking up some new? Are we branching out not only with just DynoJet Factory Harley Davidson? Is Harley Davidson going to have other supported race teams with Revzilla and places like that we saw last couple years? You're just sharing R&D. It's up to the teams to develop their riders and their strategies, but those are all things to see, and it'll be on full display. Like you said, First King of the Baggers, sponsored by Mission, will be at Daytona at the International Speedway down through Bike Week dates. Another thing in Daytona for Bike Week is Teddy Morse, Destination Daytona, huge Harley Davidson dealer down there in Daytona. He has a whole little section of a hotel, few restaurants, place to get your bike, detailed shop, wash bays. He has outlet stores from last year's merch. He has one of the hugest merchandise places in that store I've ever seen. I've had the luxury of going to see Teddy Morse, and we'll be going down there to see it again, probably in April. But we have been there. It is amazing grounds. Like, you just turn off of this road, and it's like the whole Destination Daytona. Like, that's where a ton of things are. Concerts, that's where a ton of vendors set up for aftermarket things. It's off of Main Street. I mean, there's things going on Main Street down in Daytona. But the biggest things for the people who are going down there for motorcycle enthusiasts type of things, I think are pretty much between Destination Daytona, the Speedway. You're probably going to have a few vendors set up in and around other places where some content creators would be putting on some special events. You've got, your different wheel and tire people and your oil change, your AMSOIL Adams and those guys that'll set up at places. And I'm not sure where all those guys are setting up. I'm not even trying to speak for their brands or whatever, but the two biggest places that you see a lot of content gathered is Destination Daytona and Daytona International Speedway. And I mean, like I said, you're going to see wild stuff at bike weeks and Main Street, and people will be out and you'll get to see all that stuff. I'm sure a Cycle Drag guy will be down there videoing, putting out daily videos. But that's it, Daytona Bike Week. Your first, probably, I'd say that's the first big rally of the season for people to start making plans and definitely getting to what would be assumed to be warmer weather.
The next topic we're going to talk about is something we spent the weekend watching, and that was the Mecum motorcycle auction. Me and Dad sat down and put it on to kill some time and hang out and watch some of these cool bikes, old bikes, new bikes, everything roll across the auction block and see what they were going for. And something we really noticed was a soft market for the necessarily non-collectible, just used Harley Davidson market in general. These bikes were great condition, and it was couldn't really tell anything much different or wrong with them from what you would walk in and see in your dealer or on Facebook Marketplace. But it just appeared that the market is down. So that would really indicate the ability to get onto a Harley Davidson this year from the used market on a great deal. Like from what we witnessed on the auction block, there was great bikes that both of us were saying we would own that and ride that in a heartbeat, that were going for steals, like things I was telling Dad, if I was there, I would have bid on that bike. Like for instance, we saw a Softail Custom go for $5,500 that was bone stock, maybe just pipes on it. We saw a 2013 Street Glide go for $5,000. A Heritage Springer go for $10,000. That market on the Springers, I think that kind of is staying solid because of the cult following on a Springer. Those bikes were $10,000 on the used market on Facebook Marketplace around the house 2-3 years ago and last year. So that is kind of what I noticed is staying very good. But still, that's not to say you couldn't find one for $7,000 or $6,000, but we just saw some of the prices that seemed very low, and we also saw that some of the prices on the higher end of the auction site, those bikes still have to pass mechanical on across the board. So every one of those bikes is from Mecum, like they have to run, ride, drive,
or be disclosed that they're not.
Yeah, or just be able to tell them like, hey, this is a non-running bike. But
some of those never go across the auction block.
No.
Some of those are in the back that people walk up and bid on. So the ones you see go across, I mean, that was one of the things they were saying is this is a running, riding motorcycle. This is a running, riding motorcycle. And we were just looking for Harleys because that's what we talk about. But I mean, we saw market bikes that are very high-end and desirable, like an 84 Kawasaki 1100 Z1. Those bikes have been in the 30s for a long time. I mean, that's a very collectible, desired motorcycle from enthusiasts and Japanese bike collectors. We saw that. I mean, that bike should have went for 30, was in the low 20s. And the comments were, man, we're starting to see this market back up. And the big thing about this auction for me is Mecum does auctions all around the country. I mean, their next one, they'll do one in Kissimmee. They'll do, because they always do for cars. They always have a few bikes at all their auctions. But this one in Vegas was a collector bike auction. A guy they were talking to brought 183 of his personal bikes of his 2,000 motorcycle collection. And he was seeing that, and he was saying that the market seems a little soft, that this will dictate kind of what the bikes will go for around the country and set the price and set the pace for bidding and the used market. So an important auction is it the end all be all? No, I mean, not every bike is going to go to auction. And I mean, that's the thing with auctions, there's even some markup. But if you go to the auction and you pay to become a bidder and you win a Softail Custom that was in great shape for $5,500 and you have a 10% fee to the auction house, you're at $500 more. $6,000 puts you on a bike that you could ride for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And people talk about, oh man, Harley Davidson's a rich man's sport. And it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be at all. It can be a bike you love to ride. And that's even some of the Japanese bikes that we're going through. I mean, if you're a Japanese bike enthusiast, there was some classic sport bikes.
Yeah, we saw something that caught us by surprise was like an early 2000s GSXR 1000. Looked right off the showroom floor, brand new. Me and Dad both thought it was a great bike. You can't find that bike that's not beat to heck on Facebook Marketplace around the house here, and they don't want $7,000 or $6,000 for it, and it's sold for like $4,000, and I'm pretty sure it had low miles. Now that's something you don't know, but still, it was in great shape, even if it was a higher miles.
It was a 94 GSXR 1000, black and red paint scheme, beautiful. All looking original, nothing crazy done to it. And it went for $2,500.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not even going to ride that bike every day, just if you had a shop and you set bikes out in it, or you wanted a bike to just ride here for the afternoon and ride back, $2,500 puts you in a motorcycling community. You can get into this community of motorcycling.
And we saw the same thing with Harleys. To get your foot in the door, one of the first bikes we saw was a 100th anniversary V-Rod with 300 and something odd miles original. That was it. And it went for under $5,000.
Yep. Nothing wrong with it. It literally had, right at like 380 miles out of a guy's personal collection. Is the V-Rod market soft? Maybe. I don't know. But that bike looked spectacular.
Pristine.
And I mean, those bikes were just going for cheaper than I would expect it to be.
A 2013 Street Glide for $5,000. That really kind of caught me off guard. I was expecting that to be up in the $7,000 to $8,000, maybe even the $10,000 market, because baggers tend to hold their value pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's a 2013, so it's two prior frames now. It's not the current frame. It's not the Rushmore edition. But I mean, we know a lot of people that ride twin cam old electric glides that rip.
Yeah.
And they're not having any issues. I mean, those bikes will just run for 100,000 miles. So you can get on a bike and enjoy this, and you don't have to be going broke to do so. And if everything checks out like at Meekum, and you've walked around in the back and done your due diligence, or even had a chance to talk to the owner, you can find out what the maintenance history is on that bike. How many owners has it been before it got there? I mean, it's just, those are the things you can ask and have to be disclosed in an auction setting. So that's a cool thing. It's not like you're pulling up Facebook Marketplace and trusting a guy not to lie to you, but you're seeing some bang for your buck in that auction. So also yesterday, we're going to put out some videos about this, or a quick little one. I was able to go down to Black Sheep Harley Davidson, our local shop, and see some of the new 2026s that have been delivered. And not a bunch of them have been delivered. One I wanted to see, a guy salesman that we deal with all the time. He told me they got a Road Glide Limited in and put it in the showroom, and it was gone in like a 24 to 48 hour period. Yeah. And I mean, you're talking ice on the highway. A guy just pulled up and got it in his trailer. Like it's gone. I mean, the guy bought it right off the rip. So I did get to see some very cool things. I saw the 250th anniversary Street Glide. That paint is amazing. That tank badge is awesome. The eagle in the background and the raised blue, red and blue one logo is awesome. Some very tasteful decal work done on the seat, or the piping on the seats, red, white, and blue. A nice badge for 250th anniversary on the bags. And I think on the dash bezel, whatever that would be called, there is some nice little red, white, and blue things and accents. It's very well done. It's very well paying tribute to the old Liberty Edition bike. Totally respected. It's not. I was afraid that the eagle on the front fairing would be kind of gaudy to without a better word, but it's so tasteful and so well done.
Something that really caught me off guard is when you told me, you said the colored windshield really caught you by surprise and looked good on it.
Oh yeah, the blue windshield on it is awesome. And I was in the dealership, and I know this is a personal thing, and we're standing around and we're talking, and the next bike I saw, this is the conversation that was had about the bike. They had a 2026 Road Glide CVO ST in the Electric Coast blue color with the red windshield on it, and I thought it was awesome. I loved the red windshield. I love the red rocker box covers. I think that all blends in great. I mean, they're listening to the market. You got Clockworks bringing colored windscreens and windshields to the market. Harley's like, hey, let's get on that because that seems to be a trend with people. I can totally appreciate that. You now have Harley Davidson that's very faint inscribed in the headlight. It's so cool. But we're standing there and I'm talking to the salesman again. We're just shooting the bull. And these people are looking at the bike and they're like, oh, that bike is awesome, but I hate that red windshield to be the first thing to have to go. And I'm thinking, the red windshield is awesome. If they would trade you for a smoke one or something like that, fine. If that's your jam. But, I mean, it makes that bike look blue and red like Superman. Man, I mean, that's the whole vibe I get. And the biggest subtle thing I loved on that paint for 2026 on the CVO ST is it rolls from the tank into the fairing with a bar and shield rather than the eagle head that had been on the CVO ST for a few years. That bar and shield is so subtle. It is great. It's like the bar and shield that fades on the Pan America up onto the front fairing. So it is great. And I mean, everybody that was seeing the 2026s yesterday in the shop, they had a little event. But like I said, the weather around here has been terrible. My wife dropped me off while she did some shopping, and I got to just walk around the shop and talk to people. It was great. But everybody was talking about how they feel Harley Davidson knocked the paint colors out of the water this year. Everybody loves the paint colors. From dealership to people who are old school bikers. I mean, you got your people that are going to just love the black, I'm sure, and love the gray and the white, but everybody is loving the colors, and that's just kudos to Harley. The Thunder Teal Metallic Road Glide was there. That's your favorite. It does look great. It was sitting under some spots, man, and it was looking good. Some floodlights were blowing that thing up. Yeah,
I just love it because it's so different. It's not something you would expect to see, and I'm a sucker for two-tone bike, and I guess on paper, a two-tone bike does not sound good, but whenever you see one in person, two-tone is just, it's the way to go.
Oh, yeah. And the bigger thing, I remember I made this comment to you, was the new grips on the CVO ST, just to back up a little bit. Those were the best factory grips I have ever seen and put my hands on. They look knurled, like old knurled grips, but they're like rubber, like they were so comfortable. I can't imagine Harley wouldn't sell a ton of those if they make them available. Of course, they had a Street Glide Limited, and I don't know about people riding full dressers, and I've never ridden a bike with a tour pack on the back, but that King tour pack is amazing. It is huge. You could pack for days in that thing. It definitely, they advertise it as holding 2 full-size helmets, full face modulars. There is no doubt in my mind it wouldn't hold that plus some. Maybe not another helmet, but you could probably put your a jacket or a sweatshirt in there on top of them and be fine. The new lowers are stellar. In person, I'm not a big, I don't know that I would need lowers because I don't care to be in the wind.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people talk about it keeps debris and stuff off your legs, but the lights in them are phenomenal. And you can even turn the lower lights off with just a button on your dash. The guy was showing us that stuff. And, but the lowers are very functional, not just for wind. It does add a little bit of storage. But the lowers, the line of the bike, they were awesome.
One question I have for you about that is, in the past, the full dressers used to look like monstrous, sitting beside the regular Street Glide, and then you had a Street Glide Limited. Did the new Limited look huge compared to a regular Street Glide that's sitting beside it?
The Limited didn't look or feel heavier to me because I sat up and put a leg over it and raised it up. I mean, it was an event. They were wanting people to look, feel, touch, sit, buy. So they were selling bikes. While I was there, I think 3 people went in the finance office and bought bikes. They had a new Road Glide 3 in the teal color, and it was just solo teal. Just that was the only color. It was not two-tone. It was awesome. The new Road Glide 3, the wheels are cool. I mean, if you're having to go to 3s because you can't hold up your 2s, you should at least have to be able to look cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you don't want to just automatically go to, man, I'm done riding.
Yeah.
I'd rather you have a good option to stay riding.
Absolutely.
If you want to get in the wind. If you go from 2s to 3s, and man, it still makes your heart pump faster and it clears your head and gives you all your senses back, then I want you to stay on 3s. But the Road Glide 3 looked awesome. It has that cool trunk on it. Very cool bike. Very, very cool bike. The new seats seemed nicer. The Limited seat was great. The VVT even sounds different. They started one up. It's just that motor sound is a little different. It's just so smooth.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound weird or anything like that, but it just is smooth. But I mean, you can definitely tell there's a big push for street glides.
Yeah.
They got big. It's like Harley's like,
this used to be our baby.
Whoa. I mean, everybody's jumping to Road Glide. It's just like a big push for street glide. They're waiting out. Their salesman was like, they're waiting to get their hands on a Street Glide CVO, a Street Glide CVO ST, and they're really hoping to get the CVO Limited Street Glide. But those are some of the hardest bikes to get. And but he was just like, yeah, everything we've seen, everything that Harley is showing us, like the paint is awesome. And I was like, yeah, the paint, if you go on the website, Harley's paint this year, phenomenal. And of course, they had a blood orange Street Glide there. And along with myself, another guy told the salesman, hey, if you get a blood orange Road Glide in, give us a call. Yeah. So I'm not saying
we've yet to seen one on the Road Glide in blood orange, but we have seen 2 Street Glides in blood orange.
Was that a Street Glide we saw at Baxter's?
I believe so, yeah.
If not, we've only seen one. I've seen none in the wild, but the weather's terrible.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it out in the sun either. So it would be amazing.
I don't foresee the sun hurting that paint color.
No.
That's usually rare, and I think it's going to just amplify the
But there was
cool factor.
Kind of an old head biker was walking around in the back, and I mean, this older guy, and he's like, what's that color over there? And the guy said, oh, that's the blood orange. And he was like, huh. And he walked over, and he's like, I haven't seen an orange on a Harley I've liked since the early 90s or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, if that was a Road Glide, I'd buy it today. And the guy took his name down, and he was like, I'll give you a call. We should be getting some in. And he's like, well, I'm looking to upgrade. And he has a bike now, but he's like, I'd buy that orange. And that's the first orange Harley Davidson I've seen that I've liked in a decade plus. So
that's awesome.
I'm a sucker for orange. We know this. But anyway, so January 31st was yesterday. Today's the 1st. We're recording. We're going to dump this out tonight because, you've been gone all week working storm work, and we didn't know when we'd get to record, and some family things this weekend. So we're just putting this together. It's February 1st when we're recording. January 31st of 2026 ended the 131 upgrade at Black Sheep.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I really thought that was a great sale. If you're motivated to try to get rid of the 2025s and holdover bikes you have, especially the touring, that's a pretty good way to motivate some people to go ahead and pony up and buy one for that free 131 upgrade. That was awesome. I wish they would do it until all of those were gone. I think they'd make the room a lot faster than what they needed. Originally, it was only supposed to go until the first of the year. And then they ended it, and then they said they would extend it out to the end of January. I think if they did it through the end of February, let this terrible weather we're going through right now get back, and hopefully get like 1 or 2 weekends of like 50-ish or 45 degrees, and enough for people to get out and ride, I bet you'd see those bikes jump out. Because we have not had, for the average rider, a lot of guys are not riding in this because it's been 20 degrees here since January 1st, you know?
So I talked to the sales guy, and he said that promotion has went better than they ever thought it would. And they did that on a reason just to set themselves apart as a dealer, because when we were down there, they had a ton of 25s left.
Yeah.
On the floor yesterday was 2 road glides, the red and a billiard gray. And then there were 3 street glides. No, the one other road glide was the Purple Abyss.
Okay.
And then there were 2 billiard gray street glides and a purple street glide. That was all their 25 touring bikes they had left. And 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when we were down there, there was probably 15 25 touring bikes on that section over by the window. There was 5 yesterday. So they've moved 10 at least, and they hadn't just shuffled them around the dealership. They weren't there. They were sold. I don't know if they have any more 25s in the back, and they're going to have to load up, because on their social media this week, I saw 5 people buy bikes there this week. One guy bought like an old 2013 or 14 Street Glide, and it is like pimp gold flake with a black flame. It was the coolest paint, and it's still sitting down there. He hadn't picked it up yet.
Yeah.
But they have a wall of sold bikes now where guys are waiting to come and get them with trailers.
Yeah.
And usually there's a wall where they're holding on to last year's bikes.
Yeah.
And that wall is slowly diminishing of the bikes they have left over. So the biggest thing was, he again said that went over better than they thought. Every bike in their store is being sold at MSRP. Like that, I thought was cool, because some Harley dealerships will bump it. I don't know. That's without their dock fee and all that stuff. But he said right now we're selling everything here at MSRP. And an MSRP dealership in our area is, if that's a place where you're starting to deal from, that's awesome. So at least you know that, because they do not put the prices on the bikes. When you walk up, there's no tag to look over and see what the price is. So if he just said everything in here we're selling is at MSRP at starting point. So if you pull out your phone, you pull up the Harley website. If it says, hey, the new limited is $33,999, that's your starting price.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at, you got a 25 and it's at $28,999, and you're going to get a free 131 upgrade if you pay for the air intake and an exhaust and a tuner, so that they can help your 131 do its thing, then you're out probably that extra $2,500, but you're getting a free you're getting an $8,000 crate motor. So with what your out of pocket cost is, if you're a positive of $5,500, and it's an upgrade you were going to do anyway, you're winning there. If you've got that kind of money to play with, and all of it's going to be done there and installed, and everything's going to be put under warranty. It's going to be fully warranted by Harley. If that matters to you, a lot of times your upgrades people won't do because it would void the warranty. This is every warranty you're doing is getting put in, and it's going to be covered under a warranty there. If you have a catastrophic failure, though, the Harley warranty only goes back
to
if
the
you blow the
117.
motor up, you're getting a 117. But they're offering an extra leg on that at some extra cost to you that basically is kind of like a gap or something. It would put it back to everything as the day you took delivery of all that it was done. But he did say, hey, if something goes out here and you blow this motor up and you try to file it under a regular warranty, Harley will put your 117 back in it, but not the 131 because that's a deal through us. So they were, and that was like pennies on the dollar. To get that extra coverage, which made a whole lot of sense. So
definitely something that like the average person, if they were going in there to make that deal, it would probably be worth it to go ahead and do that. Yeah.
You don't want to lose an $8,000 motor because you didn't get an
extra couple $100,
$300 insurance policy.
Yeah, that you could probably have put into your finance.
Right. Absolutely. Or
and
just
if that
know
was
that
the
going
case,
in and pay the cash.
Or pay
for
the cash. Yeah.
So in our area, that allowed Black Sheep to set itself aside as a dealership. They're trying to become an area for riders to hang. They're trying to be
something on their own, really.
They're trying to become a dealership that is encouraging, a safe place for people to come and hang out, and bikers and the culture or the community to build there. We were talking about that, and he was like, just as the new CEO is wanting to reach back out to bikers, the plans are in place. He's like, I can't talk a lot about Harley corporate stuff with you for dealerships, but I'll just tell you that the vibe is way different for us, and it's all about what they're going to help us be able to do to help take care of our customers and our biker community. He said, because let's be honest, customer service has suffered in every industry, and this guy, he's sold motorcycles. He's a salesman.
Yeah.
But we've talked about other industries he's worked in, and he's like, I just feel like community service is lacking, or customer service, let alone community. But taking care of an individual customer, which then allows you to take care of that whole motorcycling community through word of mouth, then that community comes and takes care of that dealership.
Yeah.
He's like, we've got to get back to customer service. This was a promotion we did to try to put a foot forward to get people in the door, to not just beg them to buy a bike, but hey, if you buy one here, this is what we're offering to make ourselves a little different. Is it a tactic? Yeah. But you don't catch fish without bait. So if it helps you get people in, and then you become really intent on being taking care of the customer or the consumer at this point, then kudos to you. We'll support you until we have a reason not to. But I just can appreciate those guys. The conversation down there is a lot lighter. They're way more, hey, how you doing? I bet 10 people asked me if they could help me yesterday. It was awesome. So the culture is changing.
I've kind of noticed that too. It's like recently, since we've been literally since the beginning of the year, the couple times we've went into Harley shop since January 1st, it's been like, you didn't walk around for a second and been like, man, I want to ask a question, but nobody's talking to me. It's like as soon as we've walked in the door, hey, can we help you? I'm going to be right here. If you have a question, come find me. Or I've been looking at something, and about the time that they could sense, your head's starting to spin, that's when they showed up, and it was like, hey, man, can I answer any questions for you? And it's not been the annoying salesman.
Not pushy.
It's not the pushy,
Just,
annoying salesman. It's, hey, can I help you? Do you have any questions? Nope. All right, you're good. I'm going to be over that way. Or if you need something, just holler, can I get some help? That was, and that it's making it that area and space to come and hang out, look around, see what's new, what's up, talk. And it's just, I've noticed a change in the area and the vibe that's in that shop, and it's been much more comfortable to go.
I didn't think it was bad before.
No, it was not bad.
But I think now it's just different, and I can appreciate that. So next thing, good news on the world of the lowrider front. The Sawicki mid-length pipe, a big upgrade for the old 2014 Dyna lowrider, is showing up here on Tuesday, and will be going on the old man's bike rather soon. That gives us a whole day of garage stuff, oil changes.
Yeah, we've got that
for both
stuff
bikes. we'll do the exhaust on my bike. And of course, we'll do that stuff, and it'll be some YouTube content. So be looking for that on our YouTube side. You audio guys, I'm sorry, it's just not real exciting to talk my way through and record putting on an exhaust, because it might get some diciness, because I might get frustrated or something. And that would be a lot of editing.
But we'll definitely talk about it once it's done.
We're going to talk about it once it's done. I'm just stoked to get that pipe. I'm stoked to get some change in sound on my motor. It won't sound like a sewing machine. When Xander starts his motorcycle, you can't hear mine running, and that will end all of that garbage. So we're looking forward to putting on the Sawicki Speed mid-length pipe. I got it in polished. I'm super stoked to see it. As soon as I get it, I will take a picture of it. We will be putting that out on all of our social media. I'll put a post out on the YouTube side so that you can see it there, but everywhere you go. And speaking of social media, you can find us anywhere on social media. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're at Bikers and Backroads on both of those. We are on Bikers and Backroads on YouTube channel. On X, we are at B&B_pod. So please find us, like, share, subscribe. Send this video to people. We want to grow this thing. We want to get our views up. We want to be interacting with some people. We want to find out what's going on in and around the areas. Use this as a message board. If you've got something you want us to share with people, hey, in this area, people are going to be getting together on this night. We'll shout it out and get it out.
Yeah, we'll try to put a short or a TikTok up and
to
things of that nature.
Be a place that helps promote motorcycling, the community, and getting people out on twos and enjoying things. I'm so looking forward to all this ice and snow getting out of here. And I am for sure that the first day we get in the 40s, sustainable, I'm got to get a ride in. If it's 45 minutes, I got to get a ride. I'll ride till I get so cold I can't.
Yeah, especially with our new Kimimoto heated gloves.
Got heated gloves.
We got vests. We can layer up. We can do that.
Yeah, we are going to get a little ride in. Had a discussion this week with some folks about what we use. I put a video out about our vlog setup.
Yep.
I've got a lot of people just wondering how in the world we come up and do that, and how hard it is to edit and capture that. And it's really not. I mean, you can go back and watch. We put the YouTube video out. We use DJI Action Pro 5s. We use a chin mount on our helmets. We use wireless DJI mic minis, and we Velcro them inside our helmets. We link them to the cameras. We take off riding. They're voice activated for the camera to start recording, or you push the button up front and start recording. And then it's weird because you just ride and talk to yourself.
Yeah.
But it does allow you to clear your thoughts. And if you're riding and you're thinking about something cool or something you want to see, you talk about it for a few minutes, you come back, you edit it. It's a 6 or 7 minute vlog video. But we're going to start doing some of our day trips too. So that is one thing. Check out that vlog video. If you're on the audio side of this podcast, that is over on our YouTube side. Again, Bikers and Backroads, and you can see what we use as a vlog setup. I think it even linked to my Facebook. So
yeah,
we'll put it. I think we even put it out on TikTok.
Yep.
So if you've seen it, great. Share it. Let us know.
Some news about next episode. We're going to do our top 5 favorite colors for the 2026 bikes from Harley Davidson. We'll include the CVO and non-CVO colors, so it's just going to be the total top 5 for each of our favorite news colors for 2026s. So yeah, CVO and non-CVO. And then also our new sticker design is in. We have them. We're going to post a picture of them on social media after this show. And if you want one, reach out to us. We'll be sure to get you some. We can get you multiple or one. Just let us know and we'll get you what you need. We've got the old and the new ones still. So just reach out and let us know which one you'd like to have. If not, both.
We'll send you both.
Yeah.
You can get to us. You can DM us on any of our social media platforms. You can send us a message here on YouTube side. Or our email is bikersandbackroads@gmail.com. We'll just need a way to get them to you. But yeah, the new stickers are in. One of our best commented things we do is our top 5 lists.
Yeah.
So we're going to get back into doing some cool top 5 lists.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, content creation is a little tough. We've even talked about doing a live, things like that. But we just want to drive this stuff up, and I don't want to be humdrum or boring or just trying to drive content and things of that nature. We're trying to put out good content, trying to put out good podcasts. But I'm not doing it to grow to, 200,000 subscribers.
If we get there, that's awesome.
Absolutely, that's awesome. But I was asked this week about our podcast, and I'm like, dude, we have 40 viewers. We have 40 subscribers on podcasts on YouTube. We see probably 30 to 40 downloads when I track that through Podbean. Mm-hmm. But we see a lot of consumed videos that are not from subscribers. Yeah. Most YouTubers that are growing have probably 28 to 37-ish% subscribers to their channel. Yeah. And the other part of all their content's consumed by non-subscribers. So I'm not judging ourselves by analytics. I enjoy doing this. We enjoy hanging out and doing this. We just watched Mika Motorcycle Auction together just to get some content. But at the same time, we're just trying to get a pulse. And as soon as we can get out and get riding and things like that, we'll have way more cool stuff to talk about. Get in the garage doing some mods and things back again, and getting scheduled to get your bike worked on. We got to reach out to that. Our Ace Mechanic's been pretty sick and probably pretty busy with Mobbing in the Mountain stuff. So shout out to Drew and Rolling Throttle. We're not forgetting about you, man. We hope you're feeling better. You're putting out some good stuff. I saw the survey for Mobbing in the Mountain. We plan on being there, dude. So we're going to try to get caught up on that. And if you guys are wondering what that is, that's a local rally. Go over and check out Rolling Throttle's channel. Mm-hmm. They do a bunch of great stuff. They have great merch. They have great insight. They're represented by a bunch of great companies that affiliate with them that allow them to move their product. But they're just a bunch of good dudes, and they're all about building the motorcycle community. They're about building a little bit of culture. They're about getting people who are like-minded, who like to ride, who don't like all the corporate crazy, but just have a passion for motorcycles and getting you together, whether that's on the highway, that's on the racetrack, that's mobbing in the mountains, no stealing your thunder, but that's putting it together. And those guys have helped us, and they helped push us out there a little bit and introduced us to some people through getting our channel out there and things, and we want to always rep and link up to them. We got some plans coming, definitely, and we say that every week, but the weeks here go fast with work, and the weekends go even faster, especially when you get called away for a whole week, and we just can't generate some things. So, so that's a quick one for us today. Probably won't be quick. Every time we say we got a quick show, we go rambling. But please like, share, and subscribe our stuff. Please comment back to us. Get involved with us. We want to get some things going and just bring stuff to you that matters. Hopefully you guys think this stuff matters. I know motorcyclists and Harley people are not near as huge a community as we think in the grand scheme of world. It just overtakes some of our thought process and some passion things we have. But we want to stay linked up with you, bring you what you're looking for, help us drive this. We're not afraid to be opinionated. We're not afraid to tell you the truth. We're not going to sit here and be divisive by any means. We're not going to tear down one to build up another. At the end of the day, it's your ride, it's your bike, it's what you do, it's how you engage with what you have, your hard-earned money, you've spent money, you've paid for it. Enjoy it the way you do. But this is what we like. This is what we're going to do, and we're just hoping people like what we're sharing. So with that being said, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, that's all for today's episode, guys, and thanks for joining us on this conversation. We really enjoy having it. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. If you're looking at us, you've already found us on YouTube at Bikers and Backroads, but also we're on every other podcast that you can, streaming platform that you can think of. But also check out our socials. We're at Bikers and Backroads on Twitter or X and Instagram and TikTok. But on X, we are B_pod. Sorry about that. And then, we just hope y'all try to stay warm through these chilly weather and stay safe. And, we'll holler at y'all later.
You bikers, stay safe and be blessed. We'll see you later.